Hi friends, David here from Learn Christmas Lighting, and today we're going to look at this machine, the Fobbles by Froggy's Fog. We're going to talk about why it's cool, and then I'm going to show you completely how to use it in xLights, including where to get our free custom model so that you don't have to do the hard work of making one. Okay, so the Fobbles by Froggy's is a cool machine, because it's a DMX-based machine that you can add to your display. It can be used outside, but it needs to be covered up when rain, tarp it or trash bag it when it rains, or take it inside. But it's really cool because it shoots out bubbles, but it also sticks fog in those bubbles if you want, and offers a lot of control. So if you have a song in your sequence that you want to add a whimsical touch to, fog bubbles are the way to do it because they are so whimsical and so much fun. And in this video, we're going to show you how to create them and how to program them in xLights. So first things you got to know about this machine. This is the Froggy's Fobbles S4. If you've ever walked through any of the Christmas light trade shows, Froggy's is at pretty much all of them. And you'll see these bubbles flying around and pop, 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 the little bits of fog coming out. They're a blast, okay? What do you need to know to use this machine? Well, you've got two fluids that go into it, okay? So first, you've got the fog fluid. This goes in the back in the fog section. It's very important to not put the wrong stuff in here, okay? Only use Froggy's approved fluids for the frog section. In the bubble section, it's just regular bubble wands. Froggy's is going to tell you to definitely, use their bubble solution. I don't know if you necessarily need to use theirs, but I would say, having used bubble machines before, having used bubble solutions, the typical kids bubble solution will bubble up and make more of a mess in your reservoir than the stuff that Froggy's sells, because it's formulated for this machine. Okay, in terms of use, there's a couple really important things to note. The first is once you turn it on, which I know you can't see because we've got the backside here, it will show on the screen whether it is warmed up or not. When it's warmed up, it will say ready. Then you can plug in DMX, go through the menu to make sure DMX mode is displayed with your DMX address, and you're ready to rock and roll. Bubble fluid. Okay, so the bubble fluid goes into the bubble reservoir. You just dump it into the front here. But before you do that, a couple really, really stinking important things to know. Okay. On the back of the unit, and we'll include some video here, there is a green plug in the bottom corner, okay? This is where you drain the bubble fluid. Make sure when you first unbox your machine, and we're dealers and we would love to get you one if you've watched this video and it helped you and you do want a Fobbles machine, please do buy it through us. We would appreciate that help. But when you first get it, look in your packaging. Make sure this little green plug is not sitting in the bottom of the packaging and getting thrown away or something like that. Okay? It needs to be in the back of the unit. If it's not, you're going to start pouring bubbles in here, and they're just going to come right out. Okay? The hole that goes to that drain is directly in front of it, all the way in the front. And just go ahead and load this guy up with bubble fluid. There is a max fill line, make sure you respect that. And of course it tells you to not put the fog fluid in the bubble tray, and not to put the bubble fluid in the fog. That one's really important. If you put the fog fluid in the bubble tray, just won't do much. So you've got that, it's on, it's warmed up, it's ready to go. One more note on the bubble fluid is when you are done with it, get yourself a cheap funnel, okay? Because when you're finished, chances are your bubble fluid tray is not going to be fully empty. In fact, if it's pretty much all the way empty, you don't get as many bubbles as when it's full, so you generally keep it, at least a decent bit full, so you get good bubbles. That means you have to drain the fluid. So that's where you pull the green plug out, let it drain into your funnel, into your bottle, okay? While you do this, one more thing to be super careful about is that green plug, when you pull it, there's going to have fluid come rushing out right behind it, okay? Have a friend, spouse, kid, whoever, help you with this the first time, okay, at least. Because when you pull out that plug, you need to be careful that it does not fall into your funnel and into your bottle. Okay, because if so, you're not going to have that plug next time you go to fill the unit. Okay, ask me how I know. Yes, I had to dump one of these out into another container, get my plug out, and refunnel it back in. That was not fun. Don't do that. Okay, so now let's head over to xLights and go make some bubbles. So now we're in xLights, and what we're going to do is bring in our custom model by hitting import custom. Go ahead and download this. We'll have links below as to where you can get these custom models. This is the Fobbles F4. I prefer the 15 channel mode. The 6 channel mode does not give you full color mixing on the lights in it. And who doesn't like lights? Okay, so we bring that guy in. I already had it here. I've attached it to my controller, which any controller with a DMX output can work. In this case, I'm just using a USB to DMX device because I had it handy. But any Falcon, Culp, a lot of the other controllers, I know the new Wally's Lights one, the Kurt controller, so many brands have DMX outputs. And for those, you just set it there to the controller connection, port 1 typically. Again, check your controller's manual. DMX channel 1 if you don't have any other DMX devices. And you can always go just to double check to the visualizer for that controller. Drag it, make sure it's on that DMX port. You'll be ready to rock and roll. Save all that up, and then we can make a new sequence. So I'm going to scroll down because it's going to be at the bottom since I just added it. And I'm just going to expand the strand and everything so we can see all the channels. So with this unit, with the custom model, I do like to use the DMX effect for the Fobbles machine. And the reason why is you get a lot of control in here that's a little more than just simple, simple stuff. Okay, so with the Fobbles, we have fog and fan. You need those two together. So let's turn on the fan first. Actually, I'm just going to use a DMX effect because that's going to work a lot better in this instance. So to get output, to get it looking right, you want to go ahead and have the booster fan. Okay, so that's actually the fog fan. And you want to have the fog. So you get that on. And you get fog and it's blowing out of the machine. Then bubble wand. And bubble fan. At which point you get nice happy fog bubbles, which you should see descending on me any second. Then you can add color. Oh my goodness. So I'm going to stop that for a second. But sequencing the Fobbles machine is really that easy. You can add color and dimmer. That's what I had not turned on while I was watching everything get bubbly in here. So you have the dimmer on. And then if you have color on, which again, just like our Hyperion model, you could use, some effects are going to work well with it. In this case, the bars effect works really well, gets us that output. And then you could go ahead and add a new layer, bring in your DMX effect. We would actually do it the opposite direction. So this would be on layer 2, DMX effect would be on layer 1. And that would get you control of the Fobbles really well, because now in this layer you can go ahead, you've got color on this layer, you've got dimmer down here, but up here you've got the DMX effect where you can go ahead and bring that in. So if I hit play, why did I lose that guy? No, sorry, layers do work opposite of model order. Excuse my brain lapse for a hot second. So we bring in DMX on layer 2, and on the DMX effect is where we can run these guys. And now we've got Fobbles. And as you can see, even in just a small space, a little percentage of Fobble, you really get a lot out of it. And so definitely indoors, be careful how much you use. Outdoors, go crazy, have fun adding this new type of DMX effect to your display. And again, if you are interested in Fobbles, they are an awesome product from Froggy's. We like them a lot. They tend to work really well, and we are dealers for them. So if you need them, check them out over at the Learn Christmas Lighting Store. Since you learned about it here, grab our custom sub model and our xLights custom model, and you'll be able to use it in no time. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day, and we got more coming down the pipeline. We're excited to bring you in the next few days. Thanks.